I looked around a lot. I started off with the classics like yurts and domes and things. I wanted a temporary structure and I wanted to fit into the surroundings. Okay, so I had a look at the yurt, I had a look at domes, etc., but I didn't really want to go that route. And then I found the design, a similar design on the internet, where the guy used to be a boat builder. So you can kind of see the sort of shape of a hull of a boat there, upside down. We didn't have a lot of space here, so it obviously had to be a small house anyway. And because we're living in a sensitive area, we wanted to make it feel that it's not a permanent structure. And what also makes it temporary is that it's off the ground and it's got sort of a canvas top and no cement or stone or masonry. I did a costing on all the materials that you need, and if you wanted to, you could say it's a €1,000 house for in 100 hours or something. It's just a really affordable structure to make. If we have a look inside, we can see these arches. On the internet, there's examples of this structure. Some people have called it a boathouse structure or a gothic arch structure. Essentially, what it is, it's making these wooden ribs as if you're making a hull of a boat. So really, all the internet is, all the design is telling you is how to make these wooden ribs. And then some people have just left it like that and covered in plastic to make a greenhouse. Some people have actually put a sort of rigid cladding over it. And I chose to, I haven't seen this particular design before, where it's got the wood interior and then it's got the insulation and it's got the canvas over the top. So you've got the green canvas, underneath that's the sheep's wool, and then you've got on this side here just the wooden paneling.
So that's all insulation?
Yeah, so you've got 70 millimeters of sheep's wool insulation on the inside. In winter, it's just the warmest house I've ever lived in.
So this is an exhaust there?
Yeah, that's basically our chimney. So in winter, we've got a wood burner in there, and then there's an insulated chimney, so you get a really good draw. And it's quite amazing because it's such a small space and so insulated that this place just heats up straight away and just keeps the heat, traps the heat in really well. And because we've got a canvas roof, it's also breathable. So there's a very humid area we're living in. It's a lot of humidity, damp, but the house is just really dry. It's really dry, so it feels like a healthy, dry space, really.
It feels like a sauna to me, doesn't it? Like that.
Yeah, the wooden sauna feel. And then in high summer, we just keep the window and the door open, and then you get a breeze coming through here. Also, with the airflow going through here, it's just in summertime it's brilliant. Yeah, you can have a good night's sleep.
Wow, I even see there's a sink. Is that?
Yeah, it just drains out the bottom. There's this, nothing too fancy there really. We've got our water source outside, so we just bring in water as we need it. So basically, we're just really lo-fi here. We've got a solar panel outside. So that's a 100-watt solar panel, and it's connected to a controller, which feeds into deep cycle batteries. It's just a 12-volt system, and it's an inverter, so we've pretty much got all the power we need. Because now is the time when you've got so many devices that connect up to 12 volts now. It doesn't feel like we're losing out by being not connected to the grid. And then we've got our kitchen, but we've got like an oven, for example. We're just getting gas oven. Yeah, it's just a regular gas bottle, and then got the oven part there. Kind of like a high-end camping stove. Works really well. You can put pizzas in there and bread, and just it works like a regular oven. So just a simple, basic caravan, really. Nothing fancy here.
So you use the caravan as your kitchen then?
Yeah, that's where we cook and eat.
You don't have a fridge?
So at the moment we don't have a fridge, no. We just always get fresh food and eat on the day. But as I said, there's so many products now. Next we want to get a gas fridge, because I've built evaporation fridges in the past and they kind of work, but because we're in a really humid area, they don't work as well. They're just not that efficient. This area can get super damp in winter. The caravan, that was our sort of starting point, headquarters, while we were building this. We lived in there for a bit. There would just be moisture dripping off the roof and running down the windows. We've seen how bad the moisture problem can be, so the house is incredibly dry with its breathable structure. It's mostly wood and it's off the ground. The floor is actually raised off the ground by about 40 centimeters. I cast these concrete feet to touch the ground, but then there's only 8 of these touching the ground, and the rest of the structure is hovering above the surface. So there's no moisture or dampness coming up from the ground because you're not touching the earth. So it's really dry. That also gives it a more of a temporary feel. It uses a similar materials as a yurt would do. It's got the canvas outer covering. In this area there are yurts. I wanted to kind of stay in that same sort of flavor. So it makes use of the similar materials. You've got the canvas, you've got the wool insulation, and you've got wood. And you know, most yurts are made up of those 3 core materials. It's just the shape that's different. Because with the yurts, you know, I like yurts a lot, but you've got usually just one door. You know, you're covered, and here you've got a window this side and double glass doors that side, so it just feels a bit more light and breezy. Living in a small space, you need to make a few changes, obviously, but in some ways I prefer it because you're kind of aware of what you own and what you have. And I quite also enjoy having, instead of having one big house and then you've got your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room, it's sort of all in one enclosed area. We've got our sort of bedroom, living space here, and then you leave the structure and then you go over there and you've got your kitchen experience, and then there's the outdoor shower bathroom area. Up above we've got the compost toilet area. You feel very connected to nature here because you're always leaving an interior space to go outside to do something else. And then here's our outdoor shower. So basically it's just a pump powered. You just basically add some air pressure in there. And you've got a little valve over there, and then the shower nozzle. So you turn it on and then you got your shower. Wow. So we enjoy outdoor showers. And this can go on heating, so there's a heating adapter, so when you want a hot shower, you just put that on a gas burner and then you've got a hot shower. But now it's quite refreshing to have a cold shower this time of year. We found this whole structure in the recycling point. It was completely intact, it had all the parts, so we were like, great. So we just put that up as our sort of washing up, sort of crockery structure. Lifestyle's not for everyone, but for me it's just the perfect, I couldn't do a 9-to-5 sort of experience. And this over here is our vertical garden prototype. We just got spinach in there. I just found this tube, recycled that tube and drilled some holes in it. It's got some earth in there. And then at the top it's got the ceramic pot which catches rainwater, or you can just fill it up, and it's got just a slow release valve. It just drips moisture down, keeps the soil moist on the inside. And also because it's inside a plastic tube, you get very little evaporation, or almost no evaporation, so it doesn't need that much water. It's quite efficient. Everything here is a prototype. I love to make things, I love to design and build, and this was sort of the ultimate dream project, is to design and build your own home and then live in it. And then you also get to, you know, experiment to make random furniture. And then you get to build yourself a table that you want to sit and have breakfast on. It's a really flexible design, and there are examples of the design on the internet already. But the one idea that I may do is to publish the designs, make it open source, so anybody could really just take the plans for this size house, and you'd also have a material list. You know, it could be sort of off-the-shelf type of product where you know exactly how much wood to buy, how much, you know, canvas to order, and then you'd know the steps in order to make the structure. It would be fairly straightforward to build one if you've got some basic building skills. So I'm always sort of continuously sort of building and designing and making. I'm just living in a big prototype. It's worked for me. If we had to move it, nothing's glued, everything's sort of screwed down. So it'd just be a lot of unclipping and unscrewing, but the whole thing would pretty much flat pack. The next level would be actually putting wheels on that, but then that would probably be going too far. So, but it's temporary enough, I think.